Hello, everybody. I'm your host, Eric Bird, here at StopStrugglingNow.com. And tonight, welcome to our SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream on a holiday. MLK, Martin Luther King, in case you haven't been on the planet for a long time. So, we have to talk about make your money never sleep. Make your money never sleep. Did you hear that? Do you have financial dreams? And of course, I had to put in the dreams because everybody knows about I Have a Dream speech. But do you know the one about the two nations speech? And I'm going to give a little excerpt tonight in honor of Mr. MLK because we're talking about freedom for everybody. Financial freedom for everybody. They're two different things, ladies and gentlemen. And again, welcome. Stop struggling now gear. Check. And please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. Now, let's get to it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So much for being here once again on our SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Please share the videos. And yes, I know there's some sporting event playoffs tonight. That's right, the NFL. So many people may be watching that. A few people may be here with us. But either way, this is why we record these so everybody can check them out anytime if they can find them. So please make sure you share the videos and let other people know what we have going on around here. Let me see who's in the house tonight on this holiday weekend. Laverne Penix is here. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being here with the icon next to your name. And in case you're new here, the icon means he's a member of the channel. And let's talk about it. Hello, SSN Nation. I hope everyone is doing well. I received a notification and trailer. Thank you so much for letting me know, Laverne Penix. That's one person. And in fact, if you received the notification from YouTube and saw the trailer, please let me know, even if it's one or the other. Thank you very much for that. And Laverne Penix is also known in these parts as Mr. Cool. He's in the house. So thank you so much for being here once again, because you could be watching and doing something else. Professor's in the house, aka Professor, and she goes by the name of Professor Auntie Val here with the icon next to her name. So thank you so much for being here in the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And she brings her tagline, good evening, fam, with the heart, with the strength, and the support. And she got also the YouTube notification and trailer. So that's good to hear as well. Thank you so much for that. And Who Dat is in the house. Who Day is in the house. Now, I don't know what happened with the Bengals. I know she's a Bengals fan. I don't know what actually happened. So she's going to have to keep us abreast of the situation. I don't even know if they played yesterday or they played today. I don't even know what the situation is. But either way, let us know. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it's MLK Day. So, of course, I have to give a shout out to MLK since it's on a Monday. I want to put this one out here. This is the one that most people don't talk about because let's just go down history. MLK was the one that said, hey, we don't need weapons. We don't need guns. We're going to do a peaceful protest, so to speak, to get things done. And so therefore, the things that most people know is the one that I started this out. Do you have financial dreams? And somewhat of a tribute, because I have a dream speech is the one most often talked about, whether you're in high school, middle school, college, or not even discussed at all. But I want to talk about the one where he finally realizes after 10 years of, we're going to try and go through legislation. We're going to march. We're going to walk. We're going to block. We're going to do whatever the peaceful way. He finally said, hey, you know what? I'm getting tired of watching some people get some subsidies. I'm getting tired of some people being handed land to them when they just show up on these shores and they just so happen to be from Europe. So this is the one that I'm going to play where he's sitting there saying, hold on a second. And I love this one. This is the one that I love. So I'm going to show this in a tribute tonight for Martin Luther King. So check this out, ladies and gentlemen. This is only a minute, but this will be the one time I'm going to play this because it gives chills when I'm sitting there like, all right, all right, all right. Now, here we go. All right. This is what I'm saying. We coming to get our check. Exactly. Now, that was over 40 years ago. But the fact of the matter is it still remains intact. And it's not just for black people. It's basically there's black people, minorities all over, and even white people who have been left behind while some people have been given gifts. Like he said, nobody's really smarter than you. You just have to put in the work. But some people have been handed some things that you and I would never have been handed. And he did say hundreds of acres of land, cheap interest rates so they can get the farming or land equipment to soil and till the land, training, complimentary, so therefore they can keep it going. And then subsidies, even to this day, subsidies. Does this sound familiar, ladies and gentlemen? You wonder how somebody stays ahead of the game? Well, now you know. It's been going on longer than you can say ever since the United States was born, with some Europeans coming over here and bringing along the slave trades. All right? So let's get down to business, shall we? This is why we're here. Stop struggling now, because this is why I started the channel, because it's not that easy. We can talk about the bad, the good, but you actually have to do something about it. In these times, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to have to figure out how you're going to make your money work, how you're going to start your own businesses, how you're going to make some things happen, because you're not getting subsidies. You're not getting hundreds of acres of free land. You're not getting jack crap. So therefore, you have to make it work. You want to be an emerging millionaire? Well, then you got to put in some work, ladies and gentlemen. So don't be shy about this. You ain't opening up a can. You're going to have to put in some work. So who's with me on this work? I know a lot of people are like, hold on, Eric. I don't like putting in a lot of work. Well, I got news for you. In order to be successful in a capitalist society, you're going to have to put in some work. No way around it. So let's get to it, shall we? Let me see if I have any comments about this, because I rarely go into this arena. Vanessa Comagate, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream on MLK Day. And she has the icon next to her name, also known as Seamless Genius around here, ladies and gentlemen. And she brings her tagline for the evening. Hey, boss and SSN fam, happy MLK Day. That part, get your money. Exactly. We coming for our checks. And no matter how you slice it, you got to come for your checks, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey, Auntie Val from Vanessa Comagate. And what's good, sis, from Professor Auntie Val. Nothing but love here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Let's get into it. Today was a day of silence, a day of the stock market not operating. Banks are closed down. Anything that has to do with federal government, they're chilling today. So what does the entrepreneur do? Well, usually they're making plans. So speaking of making plans, I'm going to talk about somebody making plans. Remember when we're talking about pre-construction property, and there's a place called Larimar City that I love. These guys are over in Spain this week, setting up, get this, ladies and gentlemen, I still can't believe it, at this Futur in Spain event, 40 meters long is their booth for Larimar City. In case you don't know what 40 meters is, 1 meter is roughly 3 feet 3 inches. All right, just so you guys get an idea. So when somebody starts talking about 40 meters, that's a long way. All right, 40 times 130 feet. That's pretty big, ladies and gentlemen. So all I'm trying to say is these guys are trying to make waves all over the world. And by doing this, they are sitting there putting themselves in position to, yes, sell units by the thousands. First units 2025. This is no credit check, no barriers to entry, no qualifying. You just need to put 10% down and create your own payment plan. That's how simple they're making this. This is Larimar City. I'm not going to get into it much more than that, but I just wanted everybody to know that this is the amount of work that they're putting in over there, making sure that they're going to have people buying this project. Now, I'm going to make this short and sweet tonight. That was the short tribute that I wanted to make with MLK, because this is the one that literally scared people, because they're like, wait, this guy was always about peaceful. We had the Malcolm X's of the world sitting here saying, and the Black Panthers saying, hey, we need to arm up, just take whatever, create our own environments with schools, free lunches, health care in our own communities and things like that. And you guys need to just let us alone. So he was always the one saying, hold on, we got to hold hands over here, cross the bridge, hold hands, do what we got to do, go to the church. We don't need to take up arms. So in this little one right here, this is exactly 11 months, roughly, that speech about the two nations, roughly 11 months before he's assassinated. Because all of a sudden they were like, wait, this guy just said, we coming for our check? We have no intentions. We're the United States of America. We have no intentions of giving these guys a check. Now, all of a sudden, he's the nice guy talking about we coming for our check. This is different. Hold up a second. We don't like this guy. Hold on. No kumbaya coming here. So anyhow, there we go. Bengals won yesterday, 24-17 over the Ravens. Rooting for the Bucks tonight. Hubby's team. Okay, Tampa Bay Bucks. 8-9. I can't believe they're in, but I got to say one thing about the Bucks. It's scary. If Tom Brady has a week to prepare like he did, and a team like Dallas, who's not actually playing well, even though their record indicates otherwise, it's kind of scary what potentially could happen. You don't want the GOAT being able to come in here and that maybe his weapons find the way he finds weapons tonight. He somehow turns back the clock just 3 years where he can hit his weapons. Because if he keeps missing his weapons like he's been doing, like the old guy he is, well, it's going to be over. So we'll see how this all goes. But it should be an entertaining game. And again, this won't be long tonight, ladies and gentlemen, because even though make your money never sleep, I have something else. But I just wanted to get into the MLK because I didn't want to make anybody have misconceptions around here. Being a minority in America and around the world, you do have somewhat systemic setback. But also being in America and being able to go around the world, you can create your own. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody stopped me from going down and start an LLC, going down to get an EIN number, to actually be able to sell whatever I want to sell. Nobody's stopping me. Now, other things that may be stopping is like if I need a loan, if I need to go out here and get loans or funding or something like this, that could be something that could be stopped. But if you're willing to do some hard work and start your own business, guess what? Capitalism says nobody's going to stop you. You just might have a little harder road. So that means you can't give up, ladies and gentlemen. Motivational night a little bit. So we're going to keep going. All right. So that's the thing. Absolutely. I'm grateful to the Malcolms and the Martins. Exactly, Vanessa Comagate. Because some people was like, oh, no, Malcolm's too radical. We got to deal with him. So that's a problem. Black Panthers over there posting up in the California Capitol. Don't get me started. Posting up with the weapons that was fully legal to carry and say, hey, we ain't putting up with this. We can carry just like the rest of y'all. And it's funny, a lot of people don't talk about it, but the NRA, the ones that want everybody to have weapons, they helped the state of California write the gun laws in the late 60s. That's right, the NRA, they're a joke. They're fake. They actually helped create gun laws, and now they run around going, oh, we don't want gun laws, yada, yada, yada. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, it's all BS, just like apartheid. Same crap. Different month, different year, different century. So get the story straight. And that's why they're trying to change history. Because once you understand history, then you know nobody's better than anybody. And you can do whatever you want, ladies and gentlemen. Nobody's stopping you. All right. Exactly. If you work hard, don't give up. You can achieve anything. Exactly, Vanessa Comagate. Thank you so much. Professor Auntie Val says, I agreed. Exactly. So I'm tired of also, let me get on the other side of the fence since I'm on my little soapbox this evening because of MLK. There's a lot of people still running around using that victim card. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Victim sounds like I ran off the plantation. I got my leg chopped off. That sounds like a victim to me. I'm minding my own business. Over in OOCEE, Florida. I live on the black side of town. I have my own house. I got my own business. I'm minding my own business. All of a sudden, some people come with some tiki torches saying, hey, y'all got to go. And you know what that is. White and black. White guys come in and say, y'all got to go. You living it up over here. You're enjoying life. We don't want to see that. Y'all got to get out of here. Same thing in Tulsa, right? Got to get out of here. Lots of places in America. So I don't want to hear that you having a hard time. There's some other people that toiled away, put their lives on the line, died on the firing line so you can get out here and work your ass off and do good work. You have no excuse. The only excuse you got is, oh, I'm being treated different. MFer, get out of my face with that. At least you can drink out this any fountain you want, go to any store you want. Nobody's harassing you, shooting you, hanging you when you're driving down the wrong path, coming into your neighborhood, burning up your whole neighborhoods. Come on now. Get things straight. Quit being melodramatic out here. You guys, there's always systemic situations, but it ain't like this is 1960. This ain't like it's 1905. It ain't like it's 1850 or 1750. Stop being melodramatic out here and get on with the work at hand. We all got to rise up, ladies and gentlemen, because otherwise it goes the other way. And that's what they're trying to do right now. This is 2023. We're on the precipice of things getting out of hand. In order to live somewhere, you might have to make $60,000, $70,000 a year just to live in a freaking apartment. Never mind about trying to buy a house that's $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, $800,000. Your household income would have to be over $100,000, $150,000, $170,000, $200,000. You start weeding out people when you have economic situations like this. So there's only one thing you need to do in 2023. Make sure you get your piece of the pie. You better start coming for your check and stop playing. All right, that's my speech right now. Facts. We have opportunity. Exactly. Internet knows no colors. Internet knows no strife. Internet knows nothing about what you've been going through today. All they know is if you had something there that they want to buy, something that you're offering, and they want to get it, they'll get it. But to sit here and say, oh, they're holding me back, they're holding me down. Hey, man, come on. We living with that. Didn't you hear what he said? The same people saying pull us up by our bootstraps are the same ones getting free stuff. So you're just going to have to pick and choose which side of the fence you're going to be on. You're going to have to pull up your bootstraps, get it on, and then when you're on the other side of the fence, you come here and help other people pull up their bootstraps and get on the other side of the fence. We all working together. Just come on and work together and make it happen. Instead of all this outliers going, oh, well, it's bad. It's not good. It's a whining. Come on now. No excuses out here. You'd have an excuse if you lived in other parts of the world. But in America, we have history. But nobody's stopping you right now except you. All right. If you need any help, you guys know where to go. You can make comments down below. You can make comments on the live stream. You can send me an email at support@stopstrugglingnnow. We always try to help around here, anybody. So that's how it works. The world has to go around. You can't be isolationist. If you isolate yourself, your economic dreams die. That's how it works. All right. You have to have worldwide, global exposure, global customers. There is no such thing as just going in a circle. You're going to die if the money stays in the hands of only a few. All right. Enough. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the MLK part tonight. I can keep going on, but this is why the channel, quite frankly, has always been suspect with YouTube. They're like, hey, we don't like what this guy's talking. He's talking crazy sometimes, which is not crazy. He's giving out the facts that people are like, wait a minute, I'm an ordinary citizen. I live over here in this state that traditionally blocks me from doing something, but actually they're not blocking me from doing anything because I can just do everything by sitting at my house if I wanted to. You can make your money work for you. And that's what we're talking about. Making your money never sleep is what's going to happen. I've been listening to these economists. And quite frankly, we're all economists who are here. If you're an entrepreneur, you're an economist. But are you getting the right facts? Most business people deal with the right facts. They have to. They can't go rely on some false information. They have to go, hey, if this guy says my inflation rate is 6.5% year over year, and you go down and you're sitting at the gas pump and you're just like calculating going, you know, last year my gas was $2.49 and they told me it was 7%. Wait a minute, that should have only been like 15 cents. So how come my gas isn't like $2.60? Why is it $2.99? Why is it $3.29? Why is it $3.49? Why is it $4.99? You're like, that's not 6%. When you go down here to the grocery store and all of a sudden you see eggs for $10 a dozen or something crazy, you're sitting there like, that's not 6%. Everywhere you go, you know it's not 6, 7, 8%. As a business owner, you know that as well. So you have to raise your rates more than 6, 7, 8%. Just to break even, you would raise it 10%. If you want to make a little profit, then you have to add even another 5, 10% on top of that. So if I'm selling something for $20, now all of a sudden I got to sell it for $24. I'm not going to sell it for 6 cents more, 6% more, $1.20 more. You're losing money. You're going backwards. It costs you more money to buy this year. So therein lies the situation, ladies and gentlemen. You can't let your money sleep. So if you have money sitting around, our duffel bag of cash, unfortunately, if we don't deploy any of our duffel bag of cash into making money while we sleep, then we're behind the curve. That's the problem. If we have $10,000 and we're losing 10%, ladies and gentlemen, that's $1,000 of buying power, which is what happened. So we can't keep letting our duffel bag of cash sit. We have to actually put it into something that's going to make money while we sleep. All right. So there we go. We all have to stake our claim. Things are getting weird out here, and being financially independent is crucial. Just look up 15-minute cities, crazy stuff. Exactly. This is exactly what's going to happen. It's not, it used to be territorial and it used to be systemic. It's still systemic, still territorial. But here's the thing. Once you're wiped out and deprived from being able to make a livable wage, Now the controls are all on your neck. So if you said, okay, Eric, it's systemic, and I say, okay, that's true. You can only get a certain ceiling, get only paid certain amount. Let's just say there's a glass ceiling, which there is in most cases. But now let's say the glass ceiling, you're at the height of the glass ceiling. But now instead of you saying, oh, I live comfortably in the suburbs or wherever you downtown or wherever you want to live, all of a sudden it costs more money. So now you have a glass ceiling and the rates go up 20, 30%. All of a sudden you're not living so comfortably. So that's what's actually happening. You can't go systemic one way, you go systemic another way, meaning there's not enough jobs for everybody. And therefore, only who's going to be the ones making the six figures? Who's the ones that's going to be making 90,000, 100,000, 120,000, 150,000? That's where the problem's going to come in. Everybody who's making the 45,000 on average American citizens, you're screwed. That's just call it what it is. Stop pretending like everything's going to be fine. It's not going to be fine. It costs you now can buy you can now buy 20% less than what you could buy last year. So if you didn't get a raise of 20%, which I know you didn't, then you're actually treading water. And then you're saying, why am I living paycheck to paycheck? Well, if things cost 20% more and you didn't get a 20% raise, then there you have it. You're getting damn near paid the same, but everything costs 20% more. You're getting squeezed. So therefore, it's pretty simple to figure out that if you make 45, 50,000, 60,000, you need to make extra streams of revenue. And I know there's some people right now going, Eric, I make $60,000 a year. I'm living comfortably. That's fine. We'll talk in 3 or 4 years when everything is doubled in price damn near. Then what? So you got to get your monies into someplace that works for you. You guys know I've talked about Flow NFT. I've talked about Miracle Cash and more. I've talked about pre-construction real estate. We've talked about dividend investing. We've talked about all of it. These are simple ways that you can actually get revenues coming in here. The harder ways is when I start saying, hey, get Opus Virtual Office down below to start your own business. You'll have a virtual office address where somebody answers your phone in your company name, and then they can transfer it to you. You look official, plus you'll be able to get funding down the line. But that's where people disconnect most often, because you're like, well, I don't really want to run my own business, because you're not trained for that. 12 years of school, 14, 15 years of school. There's no training for real world businesses. They don't have the classes that show you, hey, here's how you do your taxes from the time you're 10 years old. They should be talking about this from the time you're 10 years old. In 5th or 6th grade, they should be talking taxes. They should be talking about how to start a business, how to go down here and get an EIN number, how to go down here and start a C corporation. All of this, how to start an offshore corporation, how to get an IPO. Can you imagine 5, 6, 7 years as you're growing up that they're giving you information on how to be in the stock market? Because that's free money. They don't want you in there, because once you understand what stocks are, it's just a fake piece of paper, just like a dollar bill. It's just attached a dollar value to it. So I say, hey, I have 1 million shares. My company's worth $100 million. I say, hey, you know what? Those 1 million shares, they're worth, I'll have an IPO. We'll say they're worth $100. All of a sudden we have $100 million, right? That's what it is. And then I get to sit there and act like I did something major. And then I get to borrow $40 million against my shares of stock, let's say. And then I go buy other companies. That's easy to do, right? That's why they don't teach us this kind of thing while we're growing up. And even in college, they don't like to teach that. And that's why you got to go to sometimes these other schools where they're saying, hey, this is what we do here at Stanford. This is what we do here at Berkeley. This is what we do here at MIT. This is what we do at Columbia. This is what we do at Yale. And we're going to all be working with Goldman Sachs JP Morgan earning like 250 G's a year. Not all, but a lot. So that is life changing, but those schools cost a lot. All right. So there's a reason all of this is set up for the majority of people to fall into a certain area, regardless of color. That's the fallout from all this. Let's just call it what it is. Let me get to the point here. You know what percentage of Black people, since it's MLK Day, live in America? 15%, 13%. That's it. Other minority groups are here as well. That's not like 50%. That's not like 60%. 15%. That's it. That's not a lot, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So you have a certain amount of economic forces that you can work with, work together if that's what you want to do. But that's very, very hard. Not everybody has the same vision. Just like we're sitting here, we have 4 days that we could make a second NFT. Group economic plan for cash flow NFT. 4 days where you can have a second NFT because we already have a first, we can have a second. And then if we have a second, we get a free one. All right. Who's going to put in 500? Who's going to put in 1,000? Who's going to put in 1,500 to possibly get to that 5,000? Some of you are going to have to go check it out. The link is down below. It's SSN Lifestyle, Ring of Fire. I'll show a video about this in a second. But about the MLK thing, we coming for our check. It's not that simple. Nobody's sitting there anywhere saying, here, we have something for you. The only way they have something for you is you have to put your money into something. And you're hoping that whatever you put your money into, that it actually works out. It's a risk. Whether it's a business, whether it's your business, my business, anybody's business. Even if I said, hey, I'm going to invest in our favorite companies, right? Tesla, Apple, Microsoft. Most people would say that's not high risk, Eric. They're doing good. Well, the reality of the situation is Hertz rental car company was doing good too until there was a pandemic. Who knew that they were going to be filing bankruptcy and restructuring and coming out with new stocks and all that kind of stuff so they didn't have to pay the old stockholders? See, you just never know what's going to happen in reality. You just think you're saying to yourself, you're thinking, hey, you know what? They have a track record. That's what I should invest in. But Apple, the same companies I mentioned, they did not have a track record in 1999. After the dot-com bust, people were like, they will never last. All these companies, well, a lot went away, but the ones I mentioned, their shares of stock were less than $5. That's how bad it was. So nobody back then thought these guys would be around in 2022. That's the real deal. So you're going to have to figure out, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit here and say, hey, Eric, I like what you're talking about, but I'm not going to do any of these opportunities. So when we're talking about pre-construction properties in Dominican Republic or anywhere that you like, because I like downtown Miami as well. But the reason why I'm talking about this is because when you have no barriers to entry, no credit check, no qualifying, that means there's no barrier to entry other than your cash. And then if somebody you condo for $140,000, 2-bedroom, and then you can rent it out for the rest of your life, and all you have to do is put 10% down and pay 30% of that during the next 2 to 3 years. And now at the other side of that, you're sitting there saying, wait a minute, how am I going to finance this? Well, here's how. Because when you bought it for $140, but by the time they finish building this, it's worth $200, but you only owe like 70 grand, 80 grand. I haven't done the numbers, but that'd be 45 and 1555. So let's say 95 grand and it's worth 200. You have 50% loan to value, or maybe even better than that. So now you can go down and say, yes, I want a loan, 50% LTV, you'll get a loan. Somebody's going to give you money. Won't be that hard. And so you're in. You already have the 25% or better down payment. you're in. Not a problem. So you've set yourself up for success. And now you have a way to rent out your unit and make money until you say, I want to sell it or don't want to do it, whatever you want to do with it. It's your call. But now you have your money, making money while you're sleeping. Delayed gratification. All right. So once again, I'm going to pull this up in case somebody just joined us. Again, please smash the like button. And that's so the YouTube gods know that you're in the house. And I'm leaving this up again because we all have to stake our claim. I love how she puts this. Things are getting weird out here, and being financially independent is crucial. And that sentence right there, crucial. It really is crucial. You guys, you have no idea. This is not like 2008. This is not like 1990s, 1980s, 1970s. This is a different animal. You have a country that has went forward, but now is going backwards. You have cities that does not have clean drinking water. You have cities who don't even have water in Arizona now, in the desert. This is getting crazy. Over in Phoenix, they have cities on the outskirts where water trucks would take water are no longer taking water out to them. Water shortage. It was bound to happen sooner or later, right? So all I'm saying is what you really think is going on when people are rushing across the oceans and land and deserts and mountains and cold weather to get to America. They're getting here because they heard of the American dream. They know nothing of the American nightmare. And that nightmare is here, ladies and gentlemen. The cost of living cannot stop. Economically, the federal government is not stopping from printing money. Even though they raised interest rates, the Federal Reserve was still doing quantitative easing. They're still printing money. When you print money, that decreases the value of the dollar, always increases inflation. So they're not really doing anything except helping their buddies by slowing down the economy temporarily, made the stocks go down 30%, 20 to 30%. So now whenever it pops back up, their buddies get in at that 20, 30% drop. And long as it goes up 10%, 20%, 30%, that's not 100% back. They don't need it to be 100% back. 30% increase in a stock price in less than a year is major. All right. And then if it doubles that 30 and it does another 30, it's still not back to 100%, but it's 30 and 30, 60% on the price that we bought now. That's how they stay ahead. They're making their money work while they sleep. That's what you have to understand. You need to be in that game of stocks and robbers. And that's what I think I'm going to start calling it. All right. You have to be in that game. You can't be one dimensional. You have to have your own way to make money. You have to make your money work, make some money for you via several different vehicles. You just can't sit there and go, I'm just going to go to work today. That's not good enough. All right. You got to come for your check, ladies and gentlemen. All right. There it is again. We all have a stake, our claim, like it's the gold rush. Things are getting weird out here, and being financially independent is crucial. If you haven't seen the signs yet, I suggest you really start checking out the signs because it's very, very bad out here. Pay attention. Things are crumbling as we speak. And we have people out here doing weird things. You know, F the laws, F the Constitution. Some people get away with stuff. Other people don't get away with stuff. The same thing happened, but the rules don't apply legally. All across the board, there's exceptions to the rules, and those exceptions usually favor the wealthy, the connected. So where does that leave the person that can't go and defend themselves and protect themselves because they don't have the 10, the 15, the 20, the $30,000 for lawyer help or bribery for that matter? So think about this, ladies and gentlemen. It's the MLK day. Do you have financial dreams? Well, then again, I'm going to play the video that everybody already knows about with Flow NFT, Miracle Cash, and more. I'll play the video because this is the #1 business opportunity for 2023. And I'm just going to play the video, then I'll talk about it afterwards, but you guys already know. But first, in case you just joined us, because it's MLK Day, you got to see the Two Nations piece that they always leave out. This is the speech that they don't really show on TV. This is the one. They always show I Have a Dream, but they don't show this little 1-minute section of an overall speech. But this is the point. I get chills still. Here. All right. That's what I'm talking about. We coming to get our check. I have to agree with this, but unfortunately, this isn't the 60s. We got to get our check a different way, ladies and gentlemen. And there's mechanism in place that you can do it. So when they say, hey, I'm on YouTube right now, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, podcasts, and people are making money for something they love to do. This was not available 40, 50 years ago. It's available now. You don't have an excuse. You can at least try, even if you have no skill set, don't know much, but most people have a camera on their phone. So therefore, you can roll. And then some people may say, well, Eric, I don't know about editing or whatever. Okay, look. InShot, InShot. All right, just look at some of the ads. It'll be they won't put their logo on there. All right, it's free. InShot, InShot. If you have Apple, I don't know the Apple equivalent. There's Apple that has its own software, editing software that you can use. So there's no excuse. So you can turn in your everyday life into making money for you. And since it runs on a platform, you could be making money for an indefinite amount of period. It could be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. If I stop doing a video, like, for instance, give you a perfect example. I haven't made an actual video for, I just realized, 11 days, only live streams, 11 days. But the videos that I've made over the last few years still have a few views. And I use the keyword few, but I still receive some sort of monetization, right? This is the kind of thing, if you're big, which most people would be, you would have thousands of views. Well, that turns into a monetary number. All right. On all platforms, that turns into a monetary number. So that's why today you have opportunities that your forefathers, your grandmothers, your ancestors never could have dreamed of. They had to toil away. They had to actually toil away while people are giving them nothing. They're not giving instruction manuals. They're not sitting there saying, hey, here's how it goes, which is what MLK is talking about. Some peasants from Europe come over and they're just like, hold on, now we got a whole training platform for you. Not only that, we got money for you. Not only that, you want a loan at 1% or 0% so you can get some farming equipment. Not only that, see, ladies and gentlemen, but use your head. Things are here that allows you to do whatever you want to do now. You may or may not be successful, but you at least have to try, and you can't sit still, ladies and gentlemen. Otherwise, 3 years from now, 4 years from now, things are going to be out of sight. If you go and look for renting a condo or a home right now, in most places, you'll have sticker shock. If you look and go to find a home, in a lot of places, still sticker shock. If you think that the federal government, the Federal Reserve, is looking out for your ass, you're sadly mistaken. They are not. They're looking out for those people that have all these homes for rent, who has money in the bank, who's making money hand over fist. They don't care if it's only 50 million, 30 million people that control the majority of the wealth in America. They don't care about that. You better wake up, because if prices actually go 50% more 3 years from now, are you going to be ready? Serious question, because a lot of people didn't think 3 years ago when I was saying prices were going to go up They didn't think it was going to go up then either. It's going to go up again. They're desecrating our dollar bill every freaking day when they print money and give out free loans to their buddies. That makes it harder for all of us. That's why you better lock and load right now. And you should lock and load on both fronts, not just from what I'm saying verbally, but I'm talking about you better get your bullets, ammo. That's why bullets, which is ammo, cost an arm and a leg. You think that's by an accident? It's not by accident. They purposely did that because, again, financially, if you can't buy the bullets, then you can't protect yourself. Same thing. If you don't make your money work for you, then you can't protect yourself down the road if eggs all of a sudden cost $8 for a dozen. All of a sudden, beef cost $5.99 a pound. All of a sudden, hamburger, $5.99. All of a sudden, vegetables, 3 times the price. All of a sudden, economically, they're bringing the floor up. You guys have to understand this. So again, this is what we do here at Stop Struggling Now. This is why we do the no barriers to entry. This is why we try to put you in position so you can actually not just make a little. We'll deal with make a little, but you have potential to make a lot. And so I'm going to play this video real quick with Miracle Cash and more. Look who's here. Curtis Davis is in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. Thank you so much for being in the house with the icon next to the name. And he brings his tagline. Good evening, SSN family. Good evening to you too on this MLK Tribute Day. We coming for our check. That one, that MLK. That's the one. From there, we're coming. So we always have to come for the check, ladies and gentlemen. Because quite frankly, I'm just going to tell you guys, there's a lot of people here with us tonight that are entrepreneurs. They've been doing this for 20, 30 years potentially. And I'm going to tell you, there is a whole world here that is different. So when you're financially independent, you know what starts happening? There's no barriers to entry because I go anywhere I want to go. I can pay for it. I show up. They're not sitting there going, "Hey, man, your money's no good here." I'm just like, go anywhere. You can go anywhere, do what you want, and sure, we still have systemic situations. But all I'm trying to say is, when you don't have the financial freedom that limits you greatly, there's still a majority of Americans who do not even leave their state. All they know is the surrounding 200 or 300 miles. They don't even know the world is a total different world from where they're living. No clue. And without knowing that, you can't grow. Once you understand that nobody's blocking you, like there's no little barrier out there, then you're like, wait a minute, I could have been doing whatever I wanted to do in the first place. Nobody's stopping you. That's right. So again, all I got to say is, here's Curtis Davis, Mr. Financial, who also tries to help out people because he has his own channel, Chilly Davis with 2 L's, Chilly. Chilly Davis. Go show some love on his channel. Subscribe to his channel because all of us are part of the SSN Nation and trying to help people. A rising tide lifts all boats, ladies and gentlemen. And we have tools for you to do that. And we're not going to stop in 2023. It continues. So let's get on with the main tool for 2023 because this is going to close out here. 1,488 NFTs for the United Kingdom territory. So take a gander at this. If you're thinking about becoming financially independent and taking a chance, hear it out, pay attention, and then we'll talk about it on the other side.
If there was a way you could have partnered with Elon Musk before Tesla, before the Model S, before SpaceX, and before Elon became the world's richest man, would you at least have wanted to know how? If there was a way you could have partnered with Jeff Bezos when he was planning Amazon.com and it could have made you a fortune, would you at least have wanted to know about it? Well, what if there was a fintech company today that is about to capture major market share worldwide, where millions of people will be using its breakthrough technology and you could make an absolute fortune? Would you at least want to know about it? At the same time that we are experiencing record inflation, gas prices through the roof and headed towards a recession, the move towards crypto adoption worldwide is picking up pace and the evidence is all around us. Big names and big money players are jumping in the game like crazy. The Staples Center, where the LA Lakers play, is now the Crypto.com Center. The Super Bowl, the most expensive commercial time on television, featured 6 cryptocurrency ads. Tom Brady, Matt Damon, LeBron James, and Larry David all made appearances in them. Facebook changed its name from Facebook to Meta. The rapper Eminem bought a Bored Ape, an NFT, for $450,000. Warren Buffett invested over $1 billion in a Brazilian crypto bank. Coinbase bought Bitcoin Turkey for $3.2 billion. You know what they say, success leaves clues. Whenever there is economic change in the marketplace, there are economic winners and there are economic losers. It just depends on what side of the equation you end up on. They also say that timing is everything. How would you like to get in on the next big thing? Are you ready for a miracle? How would you like to own a piece of Miracle Cash and More? The first to market brick and mortar crypto stores, crypto on the street, with stores in every major city all over the world. Unlike the faceless online competitors that have no phone number to call, no physical address, and no one to talk to. Miracle Cash and More stores are fully regulated, licensed, and our wallets are insured by Fireblocks. At Miracle Cash and More, we own our own cryptocurrency exchange. We own our own stablecoin. We own our own ATMs. We own our own merchant terminals. And guess what? We get paid on every single transaction. The secret, if you want to call it a secret, is to get involved before the whole world knows about it. Position yourself in front of the masses before the masses react. Here's the current offering. There are only 1,488 shares of the Master Franchise Agreement for all of the United Kingdom. Each share is projected to profit over $100,000 in year 1, $200,000 in year 2, $400,000 in year 3, and $900,000 in year 4. We have an exit strategy that projects a payout of over $10 million per share. And what does that cost to you? A one and done payment of just $5,000. And of course, you can buy as many shares as are still available. Now the question is, do you at least want to know how? I sincerely hope so, because the best is yet to come.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think about that. I know a lot of you have already seen this before. Crypto on the street is what we're talking about here. It is just coming. Stores are already there in the UK, in Cyprus, in Spain, in Germany, in Europe, and more are coming. The UK NFT, this is Miracle Cash and More. This is the store. They're actually operational right now. Crypto on the street, I like it. Look at this. Netherlands, Germany, Turkey, France, Spain, Cyprus, and the UK. The UK NFTs are what they're selling now. But the miracle world, buy and sell at the store. People answer the phones. People can walk in a store. This is like an Apple Store concept, but they're doing the Apple Store concept. People who are not familiar with crypto, who are having problems, who doesn't want to set up their MetaMask or cold wallets or any other exchange, they have help now. It changes the game. So that also means Europe's going to be ahead. They're going to have a lot more people entering into the crypto space. Miracle Pay. That's another deal that they have that is going to help people with card purchases, buying their and using their crypto, using the point of sales. Miracle Deal. This is when you can get loans like a cash or a 30-day cash place. I don't even know what to call those places. Miracle Cash Token. That is an actual $1 token. Miracle Wallet. And there's other things that you saw in the video. So I just want to point out, this is already going, and it's backed by real world stores, licensed. There you go, Miracle Cash and More. The link is down below. Now, you guys said $5,000. I know. Yahweh J, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream. And he brings the tagline, good evening, SSN Nation. Good evening to you. And once again, thank you so much for being here on the MLK Day. Appreciate it. And again, the cash flow NFT is the #1 business opportunity right now. Now, 2 ways you can go. Pay $5,000, get an NFT. That's good. You go use the Miracle Cash and More. If you say, Eric, I don't have 5,000, how else can I get in? Well, Miracle Cash and More, they have it set up for you. What did they do? You go to the Cashflow NFT website when you use the link under Cash and More in the first place. So now you can sign up as an affiliate. And what does that look like? And I'll show you there where you go to it's out for a free affiliate. How about that? The only thing is you just refer other people. What's wrong with that? You're an affiliate. Here you go. Check this out. This is their Boogie Gopher Club. That's what your NFT is. There's more to the stories coming up about that, but I'm not going to talk about that tonight. You can become an affiliate over here. Free affiliate. You refer someone else to buy the $5,000 NFT. Discover our NFTs. Here it is, $5,000. That's what somebody can buy it for, and you receive 10%. So either way, just like the link down below, if somebody went and bought a $5,000 NFT, then I would receive 10%. $500. You do that 10 times, there's your $5,000. Do that 10 times, you're also in the global bonus pool. The global bonus pool, anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 and up per month just for being in the global pool. This says 262 official counts left. I believe this is actually down by at least 50 to 100. I don't know if this count is correct. I'm going to have to find out from Micah if that count is correct. And there's only 1488 for the United Kingdom. All right, that's it. So don't be fooled out here. Now, some of you may be saying, okay, Eric, I like that. I don't like either one of those opportunities. Well, here we are. We already have one NFT from our group economics program at SSN Lifestyle. We already have that. So they have a promotion that runs till midnight, January 20th. And that is if you buy 2 NFTs before January 20th, you get a 3rd NFT for free. Buy 2, get 1 free. The beauty of this is, since we already have one Ring of Fire business opportunity with the NFT. If we happen to get $5,000 before January, well, even up until January 20th, we would have a second NFT. Now, you guys can do the math. If you have a second NFT and now we have a free NFT, then that means the free NFT would be split 50-50 when they send out commissions starting in March. So if they send out commission for the month of February, let's say, and it's in March and it's $5,000, let's just say, 2,500 will be split amongst the first group. 2,500 will be split towards the second group, plus whatever the NFT split is in the first place. So in other words, the split is this. If you choose something like $500, that's 10% of 500, right? Not hard to imagine and not hard to figure out. You contribute 500, that's 10%. If they cut a check for 10,000, you get a check of 10%. That's $1,000 that month. It's not that hard. You can put in a minimum of 250, but it has to be increments of 250. 250, 500, 750, you see it here. 1750, 1500, 2250, 2000, 2500, whatever you want to put in, that's where it goes. That's simple. And that's the percentage. You put in 2,500, then if they send a check for 10 grand and you get 50%, that's 5 grand goes to you. It's that simple. Make this nice and easy, ladies and gentlemen. We don't make it crazy. But so far, we haven't had anybody put anything in here. But that doesn't mean that somebody won't. You just never know. Because if we do reach that second, can you imagine if things got real crazy, you get 50% of the third one? And again, if things got crazy and they're sending $10,000 per month, that means the other one split between 5,000 each, the first group and the second group of NFT holders. That starts being significant money, even if there could only be like 6 people in the whole thing. Because some people put in 1,000, some people put in 1,500 last time. Some people put in 500, some people put in 250. So again, you never know. It's not that many people that's actually in it. When you start talking about people putting in $1,000, $1,500, $1,000, 500, 250, all of a sudden you're at 5 grand real fast. And so there's 6 people potentially. I think there's not even 6, I don't think. But anyhow, could you imagine 6 people, but it's based on that percentage you put in. If you put in 1,000, that's 20%. So that's significant. You put in 2,500, that's 50%. You put in 250, that's 5%. So just giving you an idea on how things work. So if you want to get in, you go to SSN Lifestyle, and that is our sister property, which actually has another thing going on that I'll be talking about. But so far, I've been busy with some other things I need to do. All right. So that's why I haven't gotten that all together. Little family, welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live stream, the MLK edition. Thank you so much for being here. What's the good word? Well, if you missed the first hour, I was putting in some words because MLK, the Two Nations speech, part of it for a minute, he starts going off and I loved it. So that's the one that I put up tonight where he says, we coming for our check. The one that most people, they don't show on TV too often. And well, never, because that's the defiant one. That's when he's not saying, hey, we're going to go sit over here and block the bridge in Alabama. It's not the one where he say going to have the march on Washington. None of that. He says, I'm coming for my check, our check. So all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait a minute. This is sounding a little more rebellious. We are not liking that because when you're sitting there just blocking something and we're putting the hoses on you, police show up and start beating you. We know we don't have nothing to fear because you're preaching that kumbaya. It's all good. Don't do anything. But now you're saying we coming for our check. That's a threat. That's an economic threat because that's the only way they can hold you down, ladies and gentlemen, is economics. That's it. Because once you make the same monies or more, it's out the window then. Can't stop you. What's the good word, little family? Those are the good words, man. 1 hour, 7 minutes in. Please, if you haven't already, smash the like button. If you like what I'm talking about, please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, and don't miss our Wednesday night live stream at 8:50 p.m. All right. We'll be talking some more about what's going to happen in the stock market. And because of Victor Morero, we have a dividend tracker, and I believe it's dividendtracker.com, that he mentioned in an email that he sent over to me, which was very nice of him. So we'll be talking stock market because the Federal Reserve, they're talking good for their buddies. You know, oh, it's just going to be like dainty. Oh, increase the interest rates. That's a sign. Wink, wink. All right. Because we're only going to barely do that, because as soon as we barely do that, in about 7-9 months from now, we're going to start going, 0.25 rate reduction. So see, we didn't get up to 8.5, 9.5 like we thought. So all I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be very interesting what happens this year. But you got to still prepare yourself, because it's going to cost a hell of a lot more money 2-3 years from now. Things are going to skyrocket as they bring the interest rates down. And everybody who's holding real assets, real estate is one, stocks is another. You're going to be doing very, very good. All right. So stay tuned. The 1929, the 1930, it looks like they are going to print their way out of it and manipulate their way out of it. I can't believe it. It might have pulled it off. Might have pulled it off, especially with people believing the 6.5% inflation rates, even though when they went to go buy eggs, they were just like, oh, I guess they don't count these. They don't count these clearly. All right. Okay. 1 hour, 9 minutes in, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, in fact, I guess it's time for one of these little. Now, I'm not going to play the MLK. We're going to play our SSN lifestyle. All right. So that's what we're going to do here. Here we go. Come on, come on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. In case you don't know, you saw it, St. Martin. You think the whole thing was St. Martin, actually. The Sunset Bar, which is world famous for people taking pictures where the airplanes come down. They're literally about 30 feet above your head. That's the beach that they show in St. Martin, where the planes are landing. The Character Place, believe it or not, it's on the other side. Well, that fence, that's where the airport is. On the other side of the airport is the beach. Lounging at the beach where they put this bus. They're fixing food there. It's awesome. And chill zone. So once again, financial freedom allows you to be any place, anywhere. Nobody's stopping you except you. All right. Curtis Davis. Here we go. Where did you see this about Larimar City? Oh, you're talking about at the Fortour in Spain? Is that what you're referring to? Sorry, they didn't make an announcement. No, Gennaro sent me a message to let me know. He's actually sent me a picture of what it's going to look like as well, if that's what you're referring to. MLK coming for his check. Exactly. Curtis Davis. He started the party off early with some ETFs, ladies and gentlemen. You want financial information where the big boys play? I've said this for about 2 years. 89% of the stock market is owned by the top 10% of the wealthiest. Little old 10%, less than 35 million people own and control 89% of the stock market. Now you understand why the Federal Reserve tries to cater to these rich people. You understand now, all right? So how do they get rich? Well, they invest in companies like Mr. Financial, as mentioned here, VOO, AG&C, JEPI. AG&C and JEPI, they're over 11% return on dividends. Never mind if the stock grows and gets an increase in price. And AG&C is like 14% dividends year over year. That stays ahead of inflation normally. So can you imagine for 14 years, inflation is like 2-3%, and you're able to earn 14-15% on your money? You're going to be way ahead of the curve. Not to mention you've already doubled your money by the time 14 or 15 years came around. You almost tripled your money. So that's how they do it. This is how you make your money never sleep. Dividend investing. We've talked about this extensively for the last 3 months, because when stock prices were down, you had opportunities to be at 20% return on your money. IEP is also 15-16% return on your money. So these are the assets that the rich carry. All right. You want to be rich? There's a playbook, but no class that I went to, even in college, I'm taking crazy courses, things that most people wouldn't take. Right. So I'm like accounting. They're like, oh, all you need is accounting. I'm like, oh, I don't need just accounting. I need accounting too as well. I need to go find out more. They're like, okay, you don't have to. You've already met your requirements. I'm like, no, I didn't meet my requirements. I met your requirements. My requirements, I'm going to be the boss. I got to know what's going down. They're like, you got to go through this statistics and through calculus and all this other crazy mathematical equations. And that's when I would be arguing. I was like, when am I going to use this? Wait, I know debit, credit. That's simple. I'm never going to be doing this mental gymnastics crap. So there's things that they're teaching you that has nothing to do with you being your own boss, you making the decisions. And again, quite frankly, most people don't think like that anyhow. It takes a big heart to try and do something without a parachute. All right. And this is why I always say some people really aren't smarter than you, other than the fact their financial literacy is, I make X amount of dollars. I don't go out and overspend. I take all that money that I would overspend and I invest it, because the top 10%ers are the ones that control the world. So therefore, you're like, hold on. If they have their money in real estate, I should be there. If they have their money in the stock market, that's where I should be. If they're out here buying businesses, that's what I should be doing. There's the playbook for you. But most people are like, no. I got to have this. I got to have that. I don't really care. I'll buy on credit. I'll pay it tomorrow. I'll pay it next week. I'll pay it next year. And all that disposable income that you could have used to get these assets that give you a return on investment, you've already blown that on partying. The key, acquire assets, paper assets, real estate, inflation still off the chains. Yes. But if you own your own business, if you have money coming in that you don't have to work for, and you can change your rates, a perfect example that I've given so many times, Airbnb bust is going on right now. But for all those that know about where the places are for in demand, there is no Airbnb bust, because the rates that we charged 2 years ago when it was 2020 and pandemic was in order. So after pandemic through 2020, people started reducing their rates because nobody was renting. But on the flip side, stuff that we used to rent for $339, $349, $299, those same places, when you start doing a number, when you say $300, what's 20% of 300? That's $360 now, right? Then when you say what's another 20%, now you're like, wait, that's $420, $440. Well, how about a place like Las Vegas where we used to do $299, $329? All right. Lake Tahoe in the wintertime. $299, $349, $359. 2 years ago. Would you believe 500 a night on the weekends we're getting now? Does that, we get to keep up with inflation. So therefore our profits are still intact. That's why you want to have your own business, because you can always stay ahead of the game. Prices are going to go up. So you can raise your rates. They're not locked. All right. So that's the reason why you do your business. All right. Have to say it. There's people ignoring stock market because the great fall of meme stocks. Meanwhile, the wealthy have been using stock market for 100 years. Exactly. That's how they do it. Because there's only certain ways that you can get wealthy in a shorter time frame. One is when real estate goes up 40, 50% in 2-3 years, or even if it goes up in 5 years that much. Another way is when you have paper that's worth nothing and you can turn the paper into $200, $300, $30, $1,000, $80. It's still paper that they just turned into it, and that gives them value because they're actually the owners of the company. Think about it, ladies and gentlemen. They're not doing anything except they created a company and then they said, hey, we're going to offer this on the stock market. And that's it. That, as you guys know, Tesla, Airbnb, and a whole host of other companies aren't even profitable. Tesla now has come around and kind of profitable, but these companies went unprofitable for 10 years, 12 years, 15 years. Well, in Airbnb's case, about 12, 13 years. But in the case of Tesla, like 15, 16 years, even with subsidies, even with loans from the government, even with investors, lost money. But they had stocks and they're able to borrow against those stocks. They're able to buy other companies with those stocks. So again, that's where the value is. It gets out of thin air that they didn't have to work for. That ought to tell you something. If you think that these guys make a lot of money because they actually work 40 hours, 50 hours a week and use just their money, that's where this whole thing should just go. You need to stop. Most people aren't going to be very, very well off by sitting there working 40, 50, 60 hours. Unless you want to do the 40 for 40 or 30 for 30, whatever you want to do. That's one way you can do it, because generally you make more money the longer you're at a job. And then most of that money starts being disposable. Then you're saying, instead of giving $500 a month to your 401k, you're giving $1,000 a month. Then you're giving $2,000 a month because you don't make that money. You make enough money that you can do that. But that's 30 years. I'm going to tell you right now, there's something that's bothering me about this. I mentioned this the other day. A friend of mine called and he's like, hey, man, did you know that this girl that we went to high school with and she married a guy that we played basketball with, she was over in Europe and she died in Europe. I was just like, what the heck? Then he says, another guy that's like 5 years younger than us, he died. I'm just like, what the hell is going on? People aren't making it to 60. They're not making it to 65. They're not making it to 70. They're not making it to 75. So this is why I always had this idea in my head ever since I was younger. Luckily, this is what always spurred me on, is I was like, man, I better have some fun right now, because there's no way I'm going to know how long I'm going to live. Accidents happen. A guy at the Georgia who just won the national title for Georgia got in a car accident and is dead in less than 24 hours after the national game. Under 24 years old. probably going to be in the NFL, starting lineman. So, I mean, you just never know when something's going to happen. So to be sitting around going, hey, you know what? I'm just going to do this 30 for 30 year work thing, and I don't really care about going on vacation or doing hardly anything. I'm just going to make sure I do all that. That could be certain people want to do that. But if you have visions of grandeur and you want to go out here and do something, you're going to have to earn some extra money from multiple streams, and you're going to have to take some risk. Like when we start talking about the cash flow NFT that's backed by Miracle Cash and More stores and business, that's a little risk. If it works, we're all going to be very, very happy. If it doesn't work, it's just another failed opportunity or business opportunity that we tried. But this is the only way you can bypass the short terms. They want to exit in 4 years. So you got 4 short years. They're trying to do 7-8 figures. So that means 1 million to 10 million, 10 million to 12 million. That's where they're looking for. They're trying to do 8 figures, the low 8s, 10, 11, 12. That's what their thing is. I think it'll be more than that, but we'll see. All right. Many think they're going to get rich through sneaker collections. All we need to do using existing business, stocks, real estate. Exactly. Look, you guys, there's certain things, everybody has a past. Everybody has an adventure through life. And I was doing Stop Struggling Now, not with that name, but I was telling people how to help themselves. So you can imagine I'm sitting there with guys who come to me and they would say, hey, man, I know you do business, but check this out. We're in the drug business. I was like, wait, which one? Because to me, there's 2 separate ones, right? To me, there's the pharmaceutical one, which is legal drug business. Or are you talking about the illegal drug business? You know, the cokes, the heroines, the marijuana at the time. So then they would say illegal. I would say, well, why do illegal? That makes no sense to me. You've already done numbers. You know what you're buying it for at wholesale. That could be any product. You know who your customer base has to be. So that, again, once you focus on that, that could be any product. So why don't you just use legal stuff? I said, granted, you might not be able to cut it up and chop it up and do all this stuff where you can get, 100 times your money, but it's straight up legal the other way. Take your 10, 20, 30 time markups, whatever you want to do. Let's just do it legal. And I'll help you out. Have a company, file taxes. Don't have to worry about if you put X amount of dollars in the bank. You don't have to worry about getting killed, robbed, or family problems. And they would look at me like, oh, man, no, you don't understand. I make all this and that and the other. I'm just like, yeah, but you're going to be dead in 5 years, 10 years, more than likely, or arrested. And the way they're giving penalties these days, all you have to do is have a little bit and you got 20. The guy coming in on the boat that has, 50 kilos, he just got 2 years or some crap. But you're going to have 20. I said, why take that risk? They just got to get lucky once, and all they need is one of your crack fiends or nonsense guys to come in there and say, yeah, that's him. That's him right there. And they have a wire on you or something. I was just like, man, why play this game? And then, of course, the prison industrial complex took off in the late 80s, middle of the 80s. All right. They changed the laws. So from that point on, it's the prison industrial complex. Again, you're already doing business, so why not just go straight? But they wouldn't listen. No, you're square, you're whatever. And I'm like, whatever. I can't be with you guys because they're going to be looking for me too. But things work out funny. And just like Mr. Financial here said, sneaker collections. Very, very interesting. I've been to a few people's homes that I know, and their kids have sneakers. I can't believe it. It's like 5, 6, 7 high, and then a whole room, like a 10 by 10 room. And I'm just like, how many shoes are in here and why? And then they start, it's a collection. It's like trading cards or something. They say, hey, this is worth this, this is this, this is this. They have names, they know everything. And I'm sitting there like, okay, but it's not earning you anything. It's sitting here. You could have had this at the dividends from the stock market. You got like $20,000 worth of shoes in here. Seriously, they earn nothing for you. But okay, I know you like tennis shoes. That's cool, I guess. But I'm just like, you understand. Every year you've had this stuff sitting here. That's a value. I'm just like, that's crazy. At 10%, you're talking about $2,400. And actually, you're talking about more than that because you would be able to reinvest that. So in 2 years, you're going to have more than $5,000, but you're still going to have these things in boxes telling me, oh, Eric, it went up 50% more or whatever you're going to tell me. So all these conversations I've had many, many times. Yeah, Georgia's players lost life in all excitement of national champs. Slow down because it's dangerous. Drinking, driving, unlimited activity. I wish the team was more careful with players and staff. Hey, yeah. See, yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. And I'll be light with that conversation right now. When you play sports, and as you guys know, well, maybe you don't. I mentioned it before. I played sports. And the problem is you have a whole segment of the good sports players who get pampered. In other words, in order for me to go to a school, they got to pamper me. In order for me to stay at that school, they have to pamper me. So there's no way that the staff, coaches, and all that generally are going to get in the way of, hey, good game, see you later. In the locker room, it'll be like, hey, you guys, be safe out there. There's no reason to do anything crazy and all that. He can say all that, but as soon as the player gets outside the locker room, all of a sudden you have all the distraction. All the stuff is there. From your boys to the girls to people you don't know that just showed up and said, hey, fly with us around the world. You know what I'm saying? You have all of this at your disposal and trying to be 19, 20, 21 and make the right decision after you've already been pampered the whole time. You're like, let's go. Let's have fun. This is what you've been doing anyhow. You're pampered. So it's very, very hard for a coach and staff to do anything about it, quite frankly. And unfortunately, this situation, I'll never forget one time when I was at Sonoma State and the guys on the team, one guy was playing, he was like red shirt. Another guy was, I can't remember what happened. He got hurt or injured. So he was out like 2 weeks to a month. And another guy on the team came over and they were drinking, clearly drinking a little bit. And so I was like, they were like, hey, let's go, man. We're going to go out to this place, whatever. And I was like, you guys already been drinking. Why are you leaving? They're like, well, we're going to go here and there. I said, well, are you driving or somebody coming to get you? They said, no, we're driving. So they kept begging me to come. And I kept telling them, no. And then finally, they just said, forget about it. We're just going to leave him. Now, 5 minutes later, I hear sirens going by, ambulances going by, whatever. But I'm not thinking anything about it. The next day, I find out my 3 teammates got in an accident literally 100 yards from where we live. A train was coming and they ran out. I don't know how it happened, but the train hit them. They're in the hospital. So decisions like that is what marks the difference between something crazy happening and something not happening. And those are the simple things. So you never know what's going to happen, especially when you play sports. because you're in so many different situations. It's ridiculous. Old school hip hop songs, slow down, fast money, fat death, or jail. Exactly. Military prison complex, a diabolical plan devised by man to generate free labor and tax revenue. That's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. That's it. And they target certain individuals because if you don't know the actual count, okay, it's MLK Day, and I'm going to end this tonight because I'm going to go off the rails here shortly. MLK Day. I just have to, since we're here coming for our check, I just got to say again. I'll just start again with something very simple. Somebody please tell me, in one state, the state of Mississippi, somebody please tell me in 1850, 1860, how do you have hundreds of thousands of slaves in one state? I'm just asking a basic question. For my pet peeve, if you go with the story of this great slave trade and bringing over all these black people from Africa, I just want to know how we have 100 and some thousand in one state, not in all of America. We're talking, how do you have another million when you start adding in Georgia, North Carolina? You guys have to understand, again, we've talked about this. I've talked about this. I'm failing to see any freaking boats that hold 300, 400, 500 people. I haven't seen renderings other than something in a book that doesn't exist. But my point I'm trying to make is, has anybody ever asked themselves, why is it that for the full time in America, why is it that black people could be killed on the spot, dumped in landfills, hung like there's no problems? You would almost think that there was millions of black people already here or something. Because all this institutional killing, like there's an abundance of black people, it makes you wonder. I wonder, because normally you would say, wow, all this hanging, all this lynching, all this shooting, all this killing, all this prison, that's millions upon millions. But yet, where's the other millions come from? Because when you really start thinking about it, there have to have been millions already somewhere. So all I'm saying, don't fall for the okie doke. Education and history has been stolen, changed, and altered. Alabama basketball player just caught a murder charge at the club, arguing over nothing, shots fired. Exactly. Another incident over nothing. And herein lies the problem. We need financial literacy. We need to make better standards. All right. I guess I'm going to have to go another route tonight because Deion Sanders, I should have made a video about this. Victor Marrero's in the house. Welcome to the SSN Nation Money Making Monday live streaming. He has the icon next to his name. He says his tagline, hello all, let's do this. Thank you so much for being here, Victor Marrero. Very, very nice to see you. All right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's 1 hour, 36 minutes in. I didn't want to stay here that long. Victor Marrero's here. But I did want to go to something. Little fam. If I didn't understand your question, where did you see this about Larimar City? I only mentioned the Tour in Spain where they sent over they're going to have that 40 meter booth. That's pretty serious. Very serious. Yes, Mississippi just held on the old system, calling it chain gang instead of slavery. Exactly. Exactly. But the question I still want to ask people is, how do you have 400,000 slaves in one state? Mind you, they slaughtered thousands, threw them in the river, babies in the river so the alligators can eat them. Thousands. So you have to ask yourself, and then you go all across America where thousands are shot, killed, maimed, hung, whatever. And it's like, wait, it's like, to me, in my mind, I'm like, clearly there's millions of people already here. And then you come up with the story so you can get your inalienable rights removed, saying, oh, no, you weren't here. No, we brought you over here. We're the boss. We brought you all over here. I'm like, prove it. Oh, no, we sank the ships. No, we sank the ship. But wait, you still got them statues over here. Why you got them statues in? Why'd you sink the ships? Why didn't you sink the statues? Oh, well, we need to remember. No. See, that's just it. You're the ones talking about that story. I want you to show me your story's true. I don't want to hear that you sank in ships because it's illegal. You didn't give a crap about that. Oh, I'm going off again. All right. So all I'm saying is things aren't what they appear to be, according to me. All right. And like I said, I can go all over the world and see stuff from when in museums and everywhere where things were made hundreds of years ago. But for some strange reason, I can't go to one that has an actual so-called 1,000-person slave ship or 500-person slave ship. Funny how that works, right? Okay, enough. Martin Luther King Day, we're coming for our check, and we're coming for it already because we have the maneuvering. We can do it because we have the means to do it, and it doesn't cost a lot, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, in the state of Florida, you can go to sunbiz.org. You can start an LLC for about $135. EIN is free. You can go to Bluevine, open up a checking account because there's no requirements for your business. You can go to Opus Virtual Office. The link is down below for them. Get your virtual business because you don't want to commingle residential and your actual business in reality. And so the link is down below for Opus Virtual Office in the description box, or the more box now. But nobody's stopping you other than finance. That's one thing that could stop you. But there's other things that you can do because you have free affiliates. You could be a free affiliate for Cashflow NFT and market that. They have, if you missed the Zoom call earlier today, I recorded the Zoom call, so it's here on our channel as well. But they have another Zoom call tomorrow at noon as well. They have one tonight at 10 p.m. where they tell people about it. So you could be a free affiliate there. You can be a free affiliate at SSN Lifestyle and market health products, market vacation rentals, market memberships. You can have a free membership there and do that. So all I'm saying is there's plenty of other things going on that you can actually get your check. Victor, what's up, brother? Victor Marrero, Curtis, doing good, brother. I worked this weekend dealing with special pay for executives. Oh, my. Things you have to do to secure another pension. That's okay. It will be all worth it at the end. Victor Marrero is one of those, ladies and gentlemen. He did his path. He said, you know what? I'm going to do this damn thing. I'm going to do the 40 for 40 plan. And along the way, he said, let me get some assets. Real estate assets that's paying him money while he's still loading up on some other money coming in from the job he's working. That's an option. That is always a good way to do it. Making money with your own business and have a job and have all the extra perks that come along with it if you can get it. That's a beautiful thing. So he's about to retire here shortly. I don't even know what the number is because I thought it was already supposed to happen. It might be another 6 to 8 months. I don't know. But he's about to go on his whirlwind tour, going all over the world. It could be Spain. It could be DR. It could be Orlando. We don't know. It could be few Portugal, could be a few places, but he's done the damn thing, ladies and gentlemen. This is what I'm referring to. Everybody has a different path. But it's kind of interesting that he actually took the path of, he does have a job, but he also has a rental property from real estate, which is assets. He also is getting another asset and maybe another asset of real estate on the islands. But notice this is the same playbook that the rich and wealthy have. They have assets that pay them, whether it's a business, whether it's real estate, or whether it's your YouTube channel, or whether it's your Instagram or TikTok. As long as you have something that's paying you, that's an asset. Now, there's different ways, passively, or do you have to put in extra work for it? All the way around, you always have to put in extra work. This is why you don't see millionaires and billionaires sitting around partying. Think about it. They actually have businesses to run, or they're involved with businesses. If they're not running it, they're the CEO. People are calling them up saying, hey, we have decisions to make. They're going to go in and check on their businesses. They're not just going to let somebody else run this indefinitely. They're going to call up and be like, hey, what's up? I'll be over there next week, next month to check up on you, see what's going down. I have something to say, get a meeting together. That's why it's very interesting. There's people out here acting like they're the ones with the billions. Meanwhile, the billionaires, think about it. You see them partying all the time. Yeah, you'll see them hanging out in nice places, but it's not like they're doing this on a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday routine. They're going from place to place because they have business to deal with here. So just keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we want you to do. Business. We don't want you messing around out here like this. Okay, looking at August, developing the plan now, starting with Spain, and go around the world. By the way, Eric, do you use a VPN when you go overseas? If so, how's that working out for you? No, I don't use a VPN. No, quite frankly, well, I don't have a place in Europe anymore. So when I go, I generally make sure wherever I'm staying, I have Wi-Fi or I have internet. So I just make sure. So I don't have to do VPNs or anything. If so, how's that working? It's still on the internet. So it just, we good. We're good. I don't have any issues with internet. And I use Wi-Fi most of the time. And sometimes I got to connect in on their little routers and stuff, which is kind of weird. But never had an issue, man. Never. Eric, the internet, YouTube, so many opportunities to make money, affiliate marketing, learning government contracts, real estate, start a business. Exactly. Curtis Davis throwing in the government contracts. If you can get them. Vanessa Cometgate knows a little bit about that as well. The seamless genius. But no, never had a problem. And Mr. and Mrs. Cool, they go around as well. So, and in fact, they went to Spain. There's not going to be a problem with that either, because my friends were over in Spain recently. They use the internet. They were hitting me up on WhatsApp or something. So it was no problems, especially now. It's even easier now. Back in the day when the internet was like, what was it, 20 megabytes per second or something like that, that was a problem. That was a problem. And when hardly any places had internet. Now, Victor Herrera, remember, you've been to Europe. In fact, you know what I love about Europe? Well, America's kind of turned into it. But I say back in the day. Okay, so like 10 years ago, just a measly 10 years ago, in America, you would walk in restaurants, stores, or whatever, and the only places that would have Wi-Fi would be like what? Starbucks, right? Starbucks, maybe McDonald's. I can't really remember, 10, 12 years ago, right? In Europe, I'm sitting over in anywhere Europe. I walk in freaking damn near anywhere, and these people have Wi-Fi. They're like, yeah, the Wi-Fi code is posted up there on the wall. Downtown, anywhere Europe. No big deal. But in America, oh yeah, got to go to Starbucks, got to go to the library. It wasn't like universal. Cracks me up. And I'll never forget, I'm in Switzerland, and I'm walking down the little alleyways. Well, they're not really alleys, but walking down, and it's like the flower shop, a little drink shop, but not like Starbucks. It's more like tropical smoothie type, but it's like wheat grass and all this kind of stuff. And then the next shop is like a clothing shop. All the shops have Wi-Fi. Everybody has Wi-Fi, their own code, no problems. Sit here, hang out. I'm like, and I go back to America, and America's over here acting like they're number one. I'm just like, stop playing. These countries have been around for thousands of years. They have the same stuff, if not better than in the United States. I'm just like, stop it. No, you won't have a problem, man. Anywhere. I can't think of it. Well, okay, well, I haven't been to Russia, so, or Ukraine. So if you're thinking of going over there, no, haven't been over there, so no idea. But as far as everywhere else, no problem. You've been to St. Martin before, right? On the island, no problem. You can imagine when you're on the continent over there. You've been to Spain before. It's not a problem. Been to France probably too, Portugal and all that. Not a problem. There's something in government contracts requires no SAMs register, no minority search. Yep. There's something government has micro purchases by government that require biz owner to be registered as correct NIC code. Exactly. Exactly. It's just barriers to entry. That's all it is, because most people don't even know what the NIC codes are. Okay, NIC codes. I made a couple of videos like 2 years ago. You could find these NIC codes for businesses. All right. And I also told, which probably doesn't get shown on YouTube, when you have a NIC code, you want to be generic, just like your company name. You want it to be generic, so you're not put into a certain loop, and therefore they block you. So, like for instance, this standard issue, if you're in gambling, not going to happen. Cigarette biz, not going to happen. But trucking business, depending on how you're coded, you may or may not be able to get government contracts. So that's why you use like generics. I believe it's 15521, 15421, something like that. That gets you in the business consulting area. So then that's generic, right? So just saying, he's exactly right about this. It depends. You gotta, that's that. They always put up these little barriers that you're not thinking, hey, I have this, I meet all this criteria, and then all of a sudden they're like, what's your NICS code? You're like, what? I don't know. Okay, denied. You can't work with this. But not using VPN can expose you to scams overseas. My understanding is that VPN will mask your location. Yeah, that's true. Some of these Wi-Fi locations overseas, you have some bad actors looking to steal your money. Oh, that's what you're referring to. Okay. Yeah, I never really thought about it. But again, the only Wi-Fi I'm looking for is when I'm on my phone. I'm not taking my laptop outside of where I'm staying with me to go out to the general public. But when I'm at my location, it's usually secured internet. It's not open. So I don't, only my phone would have open. But my laptop, when I'm back at the place, that's closed. So I see where you're going with this now. But it all depends. I mean, you should have a VPN if you're going to be sitting in any location. Then you might want to, save yourself. So I get where you're going. Hell, speaking of that, you guys, something I've had for years when they first came out, and people were like, "What's that?" Speaking of that, when you go overseas, make sure you have these here, your cards. They have scanners overseas. So you're walking by with your purse, with your wallet, you have credit cards in there. They have like little wands, they have sensors. All they have to do is walk by you. They don't have to touch you. They don't have to do anything. And your card number and information can be stolen. All right. So, like I said, in America, there's some things they have outside the United States that people have no clue about, and they still kind of don't have clue about something that's outside of America. How they steal cars is very easy because they actually have the wands, and they can actually get your code from your key fob sitting in your house, the key fob code. So then your car is gone when you wake up. No alarm goes off, no nothing, because they have your code. They just get in the car and drive off. They've had that for years. So it's crazy. It's crazy. So just keep that in mind. That's the one thing about Europe. He's right. They have scam artists everywhere, but they're way ahead of the United States. Way ahead, in my opinion. Let's see. Yes, I've been all over the place with nothing more than 15 days at a time, except while in the military. Good idea. The phone companies already have security walls. I am more worried about laptops. Yeah, Victor Morrell. Once again, I generally don't take my laptop with me to. I don't go outside of my place. Wherever I'm staying at, I make sure that's secure, and I don't really mess around in the open areas with laptop Wi-Fi logins, even though my phone is connected. But even then, I'm not really worried about my phone stuff. But again, better to be safe than sorry, right? Let's just face facts. But I've never used a VPN overseas. Actually, Mr. and Mrs. Cool may tell you what they use when they go overseas. I don't know if they use one either. The biz owner needs to be in touch with procurement officer of the local, county, or federal. You need to be in touch with these people. Exactly. It's lucrative, but like you said, you got to be in touch. And quite frankly, if you are in touch, you get deals. You get hella deals. I used to there's stories I haven't even mentioned. I used to do the GSA auctions. And at first, I'm just like any other person coming into the auction, doing whatever. But as it turns out, like Curtis Davis just reminded me, the guys that are running it, there's like a little hierarchy. You start hanging out, talking to them guys, and you're not even doing anything. You're just talking like, hey, yeah, when's the next auction? Nice to see you. Not even anything. And all of a sudden, one day, this guy comes to me for the GSA and he goes, hey, why are you at the auction all the time? You know, we have like a pre-auction over here a few days before. I was like, what are you talking about? He goes, yeah, we don't tell nobody. We have this like little pre-auction thing over here, and you can get the cars and stuff for half the price. I was like, damn, thanks. Just little stuff like that. That's what it reminded me of when you said the procurement officer. And those are the guys. They were like, oh, no, man, you don't have to come. Just come over here this day. And then I was like, you don't even advertise it, though. I thought you had to advertise. They're like, no, we can do whatever we want. Crazy. Also, in Vegas, I told this story before. In Vegas, similar situation. I went to the GSA by Nellis, and I'm getting ready to leave, and all of a sudden the guy's like, hey, I heard you were looking for a trailer. I go, yeah. He goes, I got this trailer right here. I was like, whoa, this trailer right here is the ones with the logging guys in Utah. They use this, and it had springs and leaves on it, and it was roughly too high because I wanted a motorcycle type trailer, something low. But that thing was probably, I don't know, 2.5 feet off the ground. But it was built for about 8 tons. And all I needed it built for was less than one. It's like 800 pounds or something. And he's like, I said, it's overkill, but you know what? The trailer's big enough. I got friends. That'll work. And he's like, $150. I was like, okay, 150 for what exactly? I'm thinking he's going to tell me something else. He's like, no, 150 for the whole thing. I run the GSA up in here. I was like, sold. I'm out. Crazy. The biz owner needs to be in touch with procurement. Exactly. Local, county, federal. All right. Yes, the key fob, tech, not secure for sure. Exactly. Exactly. If people in America, I'm sure there's probably people in America that have these things. But if people knew that your car could be stolen at any time, they don't need your key. Your fob could be on your dresser in your bedroom at night. It won't matter with these new systems that they have out there. So it's scary. So when they start talking about these electronic vehicles and doing all this stuff, that's scary stuff, especially when you start talking about potentially scam artistry type of events. All right, enough. And tonight, I'm going to end this with the MLK weekend. Again, I just wanted to say thank you all for being here on the Monday night Money Making Monday. Please join me Wednesday at 8:50 p.m. But the only people that can be in the chat room on Wednesday are people like Mr. Financial Curtis Davis, who has the icon next to his name. Because Wednesday night chat rooms, that's where members can only be in the chat room. Everybody can watch, though. And if you like what I've been talking about so far, well, wait till we have a conversation on Wednesday. Please subscribe to the channel, click the all notification bell, share the videos, because you never know who you'll be able to help. You never know that somebody might have missed out on this cash flow NFT opportunity. Somebody might have missed out on getting their unstoppable domain down below. Somebody might have missed out. So you never know. Unstoppable domain, that's a crypto product. You can have it yourname.crypto, yourname.x, yourname.nft, yourname.bitcoin wallet, yourname.wallet. All of those are on Unstoppable Domain. Use the link down below and go get your domain, because that's all you have to give somebody. ericbird.crypto, and you can send me crypto. I don't have to tell you send me Bitcoin or send me Litecoin or send me Ethereum. All I have to do is say send me $20 at ericbird.crypto. It's accepted. Done. Makes it a lot easier. Or yourbusiness.crypto. Stop struggling now.crypto. Done. That's actually accepting payments, and Unstoppable Domains allow you to build a website, and this is on the blockchain. You know what on the blockchain means? Nobody can take it down unless the blockchain goes bye-bye. And you only pay one time. This is not like a .com website where you have an annual fee. This is a one-time payment for yourname.crypto, yourname.wallet, whichever one you pick, or you can buy 3 or 4 of them. Whatever one you want to do, but Unstoppable Domain, the link is down below, ladies and gentlemen. Go get it. All right, we're going to wrap this up 2 hours, so I want to thank everybody for being here once again. Hopefully, I'll see you on Wednesday night, and if I don't, maybe you'll be there Friday night at 9:10 p.m. for the live stream. And I've been trying to get videos out, but I can't. You know why? My computer stuff is all messed up. Messed up bad. Very, very bad. Not good. But show still must go on when we can make it go on, right? So once again, let's see. Are you familiar with the project next to Vistacana that will offer free daily transportation to different beaches twice a day? That's good service for renters. No, Victor Marrero, I have not heard of this project next to Vistacana. I don't know where that could be, but do you know the name of it? I do like the sound. Victor Marrero. Now, we've been in this 3-4 years. You've been longer, 5. You know, these properties like the beach all started out talking about, yeah, we have free transportation to the beach club. And then all of a sudden now it's like, oh, yeah, you got to pay. We know how this goes. We know how this goes. Professor Auntie Val with the heart, with the strength, and congratulations on the Bengals win. She's looking for that repeat to the Super Bowl for redemption. Yeah, Victor Marrero, I don't know about the free transportation to the different beaches twice a day. That is good for renters. Now, I don't know who it could be, quite frankly. But if they do uphold that, or if it's happening right now, that's a great tool. So the question is, which project is it? Is this a new project? Is this an existing project? Have they already built? Let us know, because I think that's pretty major. In fact, that changes the game if companies start doing, or projects start doing, free transportation to beaches, because now this is kind of what I was talking about. Again, I've dealt with this for so long, because I have stuff on many different islands. Even like you guys saw St. Martin there. You saw Oyster Bay Beach Resort was at the beginning. So here's the thing. Whenever somebody says, I'm going to stay at the beach, or I want to stay at the beach, okay, the beach is going to cost you $350, $400, $500 a night, whatever. Then you say, hey, I have another place that's like $250 a night, and they have a shuttle to the beach at no additional cost. Then they're like, oh, well then, no problems. I'll stay at this spot, especially when there's other amenities as well. So they're just like, it minimizes whenever you have the free shuttles, or shuttles period, but it always helps if there's free shuttles. But now people are used to paying, because you even know around Disney, it used to be free shuttles to the parks whenever you used to stay at resorts. And now 90% of resorts try to charge people $5, $3, whatever the case may be. Crazy. But yeah, I believe you. Bucks are done. Okay, well, Tom Brady didn't pull out any miracles at the old age for football players. He's trying to do this Johnny Unitas stuff. 44, 45, trying to make it happen. Man, how crazy is that? So, yeah, that would have been a story if he would have won this game, because I don't see how. I mean, age catches up with you sooner or later. That's how it goes. Thank you for that update, Professor Antival. I appreciate it. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully, you've enjoyed some of this conversation. Yes, I had to do some MLK speech and talk, but you have to understand what you're working with. Nobody's stopping you. You have the world is your oyster. There's myriad of ways that you can make things happen. So therefore, go for it. What's the worst case that can happen? You fail. Millionaires fail 15 times on average. So what? Some don't become millionaires until that 20th different business or opportunity that they try. Some, it only takes 5. But the average, 15 times, is about failure. I think it's even higher than that. But all I'm saying is 15 is what I'm going to stick with for tonight. All right. It's new. I'll get you the name. The floor plans are very nice. I saw the YouTube videos in Spanish. Transportation to the beach is huge. Margaritaville offers transportation to Disney. Exactly. Does Margaritaville offer free transportation? Because the Westgate properties, they used to have free transportation to Universal, to Disney, and I'm missing the other one. What the heck? But anyhow, SeaWorld. And then they started charging like $5 per person. So, but you are exactly right. If it is free transportation to the beach, and if they have amenities at their location, that helps out greatly. If they don't have amenities and it's cheap, then that's still going to help out greatly. So either way, that's a win. That's a big win. And I can't imagine that they don't have amenities, because otherwise, where you're going to have all these people, why would it be worthwhile to have transportation to the beach? So the complex itself must be pretty nice. So yes, Victor Morrell, break it out. Let's see what this new project is. Because again, ladies and gentlemen, you still have your chance to get in cheap property like it's 2020 all over again. It's like 120, 110, 130 for 1-bedroom, 2-bedroom pre-construction properties. No credit check, no qualifying, no barriers to entry. What are you waiting for? Get in while you can fit in. All right. Well, we'll be excited to find out. Maybe I'm going to start looking for the video after we hang up, because I want to see what this place is, because that's what's missing from everybody except Cruise on Land. They're going to have not Cruise on Land project actually is going to have shuttles to the airport. Talk about that's big time. And they're going to have shuttles to the beach as well. That one thing right there to the airport. You know how it works, ladies and gentlemen. In most cities, wherever there's an international airport, the taxis, the limousines, and the airport themselves block. They try to block any extracurricular people coming. Like anybody that has a limo, for instance, and then says, hey, I'm going to actually show up at the airport and get business. They're like, oh, no, you don't have the sticker. You don't have the proper license for it. Same thing when somebody says, hey, I have a van and I want to come to the airport. They're just like, nope, you're not authorized. So this is going to be very big here. This transportation to the beach is awesome. Yes, free twice a day for all the renters. This has been huge for us as owners. Oh, yeah, Margaritaville. Yeah, that is major. That's major. This is why Westgate Town Center, Westgate Lakes at one time, because they have 4-bedroom units there. They have 3-bedroom units there. At one time, they were rated higher because they did have the free. And like I said, then all of a sudden, I don't know, like 8-9 years ago, they said, oh, yeah, it's costing $5 per person. Now everybody has 6-7 people with them each way. So now they're paying $100 a person to get into Disney. Next thing you know, they're sitting there going, well, wait a minute, I'm going to pay $70 round trip. And then some people go, well, you ain't got to pay for parking. And then it's like, well, I can't leave when I want to either. So it's a give and take once you start charging. And so I always like the free version if somebody's staying somewhere. So this is great news. In Margaritaville, they're doing it right, you know, and Victor Morel can vouch for it. He has property there and he's renters there. So he knows he's probably had feedback over the years where people were saying it was very nice to stay there and then not have to worry about driving, parking, and dealing with the crowds. All we had to do was ride in the bus, pull in, and then we're ready to go. They're there to get us. That is the way. That's like Vino Bello and Napa. They have the free shuttle to go downtown, even though the place is not near downtown. That comes in handy. People will rather spend all this money out here, and then they'll take that free shuttle downtown. It's crazy, the dynamics. So all I'm saying is there you go, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a hot one. Let's see what the prices are and the amenities. This could be another great one. I'm kind of excited, Victor Morel, because that's the start of something that's about to go crazy. All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. Thank you for mentioning it tonight. And we'll talk on Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. So again, let me remind you, please like, subscribe, and click the bell below so you get the latest updates. And again, we know it's hard out here. We know it's going to get worse. You know the prices are going to continue to go up. So don't be shocked when the next time you find out eggs cost X, it won't be eggs. Next time it'll be toilet paper again. Next time it'll be whatever. There is no stable pricing. We do not live in a communist environment. This is a capitalist environment. The government does not subsidize everybody. You don't own multi-million corporations, multi-million-dollar corporations. You don't own those. You're not getting subsidies. You're not going to they're not going to cut everybody a check and go, hey, you know what? Eggs are 3 or 4 times the price now. So we're going to cut you a check to make sure you're good. No, not going to happen. All right. So this is why we have to make the extra streams of revenue. And hopefully you tag along for the ride for the rest of the year as we get some more money in your pocket or potential money in your pocket. We're still going to have some more Ring of Fire. We're still going to have some more Shark Tank type of opportunities. So don't go too far. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click the all notification bell. Make sure you subscribe to the email. Go to the very bottom and get on the email list. And with all that said, thank you so much, everybody, for being here tonight. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. I appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you on Wednesday night. And please check out any videos that I drop tomorrow. And with all that said, Keep your head up. Keep moving. And I'm out.